We'll go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we'll have roll call. Dan Pillow.
Here.
Jennifer Anderson. Here. Ann Pillow. Here. Al Glick.
Here.
Pam Jackson. Here. And just so you guys know, Ms. Dozier called me tonight. She was unable to make it to the meeting for family reasons. What's your pleasure?
Yes.
I mean, accept her
I make a
absence.
motion that she be excused.
All right. Motion by Dan Pillow.
Seconded.
Second by Jennifer Anderson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
I guess
I'll do the clerk's report.
you do it.
Just let me scoot over here and get in this folder. All right, council. First thing you have the Village of Addison, Ohio, October 17th, 2022 minutes. How do you wish to proceed?
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes from October the 17th.
Second it.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Ann Pillow. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Next, you have the minutes from October 17th. Wait a minute, I did the 17th when they printed twice on me.
24th.
Yep, that's what I'm getting at. Okay, next one you have the Addyston Special Council meeting minutes from October 24th.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from October the 24th.
Second it.
Second it.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Al Glick. Any discussion?
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Next we'll go to the accounts payable. You have ordinance number 2022-11A. And that's to pay the claims, an amount of $13,043.14.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 11A.
Second.
Motion by Jennifer Anderson, second by Dan Pillow. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
All right, now you have ordinance number 2022-11B for monthly salaries in the amount of $12,349.66.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2022-11B.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ann Pillow, second by Al Glick. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
All right, then you have ordinance number 2022-11C. And it's an amount of $7,848.12.
I'll make a motion to approve 11C.
Second it.
Give me just 1 minute here.
Singing.
Okay, and the next one you have for
We didn't
council.
vote on that.
Huh?
We
We
didn't
didn't
vote.
vote on that.
Oh, you didn't vote on that one yet?
Discussion.
Oh, my bad, I said hold on a second. All right, call for the vote. My apologies, people.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
And you also had ordinance number 2022-11D in the amount of $237,524.05.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2211D.
Second.
Motion by Ann Pillow, second by Jennifer Anderson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Okay, the next two items that she had sent you in your packet would be the resignation letter of Karen Jackson. What is your pleasure on that? Or did you want me to read it?
I move to accept it.
Yeah, I think we
Make a
should read
motion
it.
to accept. Oh, you wanna read it?
Mhm.
Yep, not a problem.
Thank you.
So this is from Karen Jackson. I am writing this letter to inform you of my decision to resign as board member of the Addyston Board of Public Affairs Water Board, effective the closed business of October 20th of 2022. While serving as a member of the board, I have seen much growth in the community, and I'm truly satisfied with the progress we have made. I feel that my contribution has met its limit and that it would be beneficial to the organization if I were to step down. In doing so, I will be able to spend more time with family and personal obligations. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of the board. I wish much success to the board moving forward. Sincerely, Karen Jackson.
I make a motion, we accept the resignation of Ms. Karen Jackson from the Board of Public Affairs.
I second it.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Jennifer Anderson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Abstain.
And the next one, we have the letter from Ronnie Pugh's resignation. To all parties concerned, I am writing to inform you of my intention to resign as council member of the Village of Addyston effective October 31st, 2022. I have seen much growth and successful projects in the village and was able to complete during my tenure. I am truly satisfied and proud with the progress we have made. I feel that the village needs new ideas and experience. I believe it would be beneficial to the village if I were to step down from my position at this time. I plan to spend more time with my family and focus on building my business endeavors. Thank you for the opportunity to participate with a strong and dedicated team. I look forward to hearing of the continued success of my hometown. Sincerely, Ronnie Pugh.
Move to accept his resignation.
I make a motion that we accept the resignation of Councilman Ronnie Pugh.
There was a motion made by Jennifer already.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer.
Did you want to second
I
that?
will second that.
Motion by Jennifer Anderson, second by Dan Pillow. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Abstain.
And also in the packet that she had sent you guys, you have the appropriation status and your revenue status. All right. That's all on the clerk's report. Now we'll go to the mayor's report.
Do we have a motion to accept the clerk's report?
Oh, I forgot there was a mayor's report in that stack.
Thank you.
Apologies. Back to the clerk's report.
Yeah.
Okay, and also, sorry about that, council, you did receive from the clerk of courts the mayor's monthly court report. To the city, $4,227. Total to the state was $1,193. And then you have indigent driver alcohol treatment fund, miscellaneous other at $42, with the total revenue being $5,462.
I'll make a motion to accept the mayor's court report.
I'll second.
Motion by Jennifer Anderson, second by Al Glick. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Pam Pillow.
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Al Glick.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Now you going back
Try
to the
this
clerk's
again.
report?
No, the first report's done, right?
The appropriations and the financials provided to council.
They usually don't vote on that.
Okay.
That's usually just for their information, so
Okay.
that they have it. Okay, on to the mayor's report. I have a few things that I'd like to go over tonight. First, I'd like to talk about the haunted house. It was a great success. And I think the maintenance did a really great job, and I'd like to thank all those who participated and volunteered. There was a lot of happy people walking out of the haunted house, and it was a good time. And also, after the haunted house, I'd also like to recognize a thank you to Sue, which is Jerry's grandmother. Jerry is the owner of the Imperium Gym. So his grandmother, Sue, donated to us 2 skeletons, a coffin, and a clown statue. For those of you that might have been there, do you remember the clown that you saw on the door at the gym? They donated that to
Oh, wow.
us.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So I thought that was really nice, and I wanted to recognize her for donating those things. That was really great. Okay. Then I'd like to go ahead and move on to, so to give you some time. That one ordinance that you prepared tonight.
This one?
Yep. Yep, that one. Okay. So the next one I want to move to, because I need to ask about this one. So Steve Johns from Hamilton County Planning and Development contacted me about a grant. He heard that we had, that we didn't get the community impact grant for the dining and the Church Street new intersection. So he is offering us $60,000 to have that shovel ready and get the engineering finished with that, so that we can move forward and go with funding, that we'd have a better opportunity to get funding for the construction part of the plan if we have the engineering and everything and the testing and all that finished and ready to go. And the cost of the engineering is actually less than what they're offering us at $60,000. And that would be the ordinance to execute a joint agreement between the Board of County Commissioners, Hamilton County, and the CDBG Fundal Technical Assistance to complete traffic studies at US 50 dining and US 50 Church Street field survey, preliminary engineering, and to prepare an application for an OKI and STBG grant. So,
I make a motion to accept the ordinance.
well, that's not. First, I'd like to discuss it with council, because that is a grant we're going for.
Oh, okay.
If that's something you guys wish to pursue. And what Bob did, he did put an emergency ordinance together to allow us to go into this agreement to get that $60,000 and start this study and have a shovel-ready to go intersection plan for, so we have a better chance of competing for that grant money. So that would mean that you would, if you guys choose to do it, you would need to do it with a rule suspension.
I think it's important, Mayor, that we move forward with that particular change in that intersection.
That's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
If they're giving us
Safety and welfare of our citizens. We know how many accidents we've had at dining, and we can eliminate that situation. It'd be better for everybody, for the whole community, so.
I agree.
Yeah, because they're even starting to have more and more in Germany
Yeah,
as well
well,
now.
so
At
I
this
can
point.
get down a list and that would be done with you too.
Can I go then?
Did somebody want to do a motion to suspend?
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion that the rules be suspended, said ordinance be read 3 times by title only, and declared an emergency.
I seconded.
Motion by Dan Pillay, second by Jennifer Anderson.
It's on there, either one.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Let's do what? Oh, okay.
We kind of said at the same time, that's all right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Kim, I didn't hear it. Go ahead and call for the vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
First reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute a joint agreement between the Board of County Commissioners, Hamilton County, Ohio, and the village of Addyston, Ohio, to administer CDBG funded technical assistance to complete traffic studies at US 50 Dining Drive and US 50 and Church Street, field survey, preliminary engineering, and to prepare an application for OKI/STBG grant. Second reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute a joint agreement between the Board of County Commissioners, Hamilton County, Ohio, and the village of Addyston, Ohio, to administer CDBG funded technical assistance to complete traffic studies at US 50 Dining Drive and US 50 and Church Street, field survey, preliminary engineering, and to prepare an application for OKI/STBG grant. Third reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute a joint agreement between the Board of County Commissioners, Hamilton County, Ohio, and the village of Addyston, Ohio, to administer CDBG funded technical assistance to complete traffic studies at US 50 Dining Drive and US 50 and Church Street, field survey, preliminary engineering, and to prepare an application for OKI/STBG grant.
I make a motion that the ordinance be adopted as read.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dan Pillay, second by Al Glick. Is there any discussion? I don't have the ordinance book with me. She usually has her little ordinance book here. I don't have that tonight, but I will say, I'll put a note here for her to maybe email that out to you guys. Okay. All right. Call for the vote.
Dan Pillow,
I have a question, I'm sorry.
Oh, sure.
This will not interfere with our regular cycle of community development block funds?
It shouldn't,
Okay, great.
because that was one of the questions that we had asked them.
Oh, great.
So this shouldn't like mess with, because that's an engineering funding, they're
Mhm.
separating that for.
Sure. Yeah,
So
right.
that's what I was told, and I hope that they didn't tell me something wrong.
Thank you.
So if we don't get the grant that we're applying for after this 60 is done and they do this, then we're responsible for finishing up the,
No, we just continue to go for funds.
okay.
No, we don't just, oh, well, we lost, no, we continue
Well, I
to
was
go
thinking
for
like if we're in
funds.
the middle of it being dug up and ready and it's
Keep
just sitting there,
plugging
like, we just,
If you're referring to First Street Day, yeah, that's a different scenario. But no, that's just to get it ready, like shovel ready, not actually do anything until construction funds are secured.
oh,
All right, I think that was it.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
And then the other one is old business, the other one I want to bring back up to you again, the Second stabilization project that we had discussed during the special meeting, that was tabled at the special meeting to bring back to this one. Yeah, I do. It was just, that's what it's a fee proposal. So I don't know if you did, because that was, you had that one at the special meeting, the last meeting.
The ordinance,
Yeah, that was proposed to council then, so I didn't have.
was
the-
it passed at the last one?
No, they tabled it for this one.
But where's the ordinance?
Oh, I don't know.
Would it be on my email?
No, well, it might have been in Margaret's, I don't know. So we would need a resolution for this one. Is it in your
Check,
Well, would council want to proceed with this one or not?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Table it again, or?
Is there a certain deadline we're trying to meet, Mayor?
This one, what he explained to you, that he said the sooner the better, but we're not too pressed.
Right.
So if you guys want time to look over that some more, we can bring it to the next meeting.
I'll ask the street committee to meet, and then we'll kind of make sure we go over it and have all the information that we need, unless we're ready to move on that now. Otherwise, I'll call the street committee to meet, and we'll have a definitive answer to bring back to council at the next meeting.
And this one is for the stabilization project,
Mhm.
and it's a fee agreement. I'm not sure that would be streets, but
Oh, stabilization, okay, yeah. It could be whoever, if somebody needs to, if council is not ready to act on it, whichever committee that falls under.
I'm just not sure because of it being, like I said,
Yeah,
because like the project's already laid out, it's a fee proposal, this is already what we went through with the first one where we put the bid out for the engineers. And now this is next in line from the engineers as a fee proposal now that we've already accepted them.
Yeah, this is the one that,
it's
Pay
grant money
10%
anyway.
or something.
Yeah.
this is the one they wanted to.
We shouldn't hold up on that,
Yeah.
and I agree.
And also, like with this one, he did tell me something, just the other day. Actually, yeah, thank you for reminding me. He did say that we have to pay like $20,000 in engineering fees, and he's submitting a $30,000 refund for us, so we're gonna get an extra 10 grand out of his reimbursements.
Sure.
But like I said, we need to get a resolution together, whatever.
I
we can
I don't see a need to
wait.
wait. We might
They
as
paying
well.
10%, that'd be
Accept that.
$12,200, right?
Yeah, and that would help offset it,
Right. Yeah,
so.
because this was one of the things we were even discussing finance that we couldn't.
That's
have.
why I didn't know if that went there. I know a committee already grabbed this, but I didn't know
It did.
which committee did.
Yeah, just to see, I know it was just myself and Margaret, but
That'd be my fault.
Is that something to wait on, or did,
well, she more or less said it was there that we could do it.
Okay.
Yeah, there was money.
I didn't
Yeah.
quite catch.
This went to finance, but we really.
Oh, okay.
couldn't-
Saying financially, got the
Because
money.
it was the percentage that we have to pay 10% the village share. It was like, we discussed this with the engineer when he was here.
Mhm.
It was $12,200, if that's right. I wrote that down. I would like to make the motion that we move forward with this.
I'll second.
did you need this copy?
Is it all part of the first ordinance?
No, this is for the second stabilization. I thought you had a resolution or something on the list put together for that. Because it was at our last meeting, but I couldn't find it.
Probably gonna be a resolution.
we would just, because she already made a motion to, on this agreement, we want to
Somebody has one on the computer that Margaret sent to. Because I couldn't find it on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna spend time sitting here looking.
I just passed it by.
Okay, sure. Since we don't have, we need a resolution. We should have that at the last meeting. I don't want to spend time looking for it, so we can bring it to the next one.
Yeah, because I don't see anything here. That's what I was looking for too.
Yep. All right, so we'll bring the resolution to the next meeting, pass that. So remember, that's what that is. Okay.
That's for second, Tan.
Yeah, that's what I was like, did you want this Bob? You can have that copy. I'll take that with you.
Okay.
And the next thing on my list, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. The next thing on my list I want to discuss, I did not respond to an email because I felt the necessity to discuss this in person, was with the cybersecurity and the website information. I believe that was partially, that's my fault because I was a little confused with how we had agreed to go with Microsoft, OneDrive and all that, and I thought that it was for the transformation of all of it. But Phil, our tech, was asking for the DNS records from the domain, and the domain is where our email is housed. And I also contacted Matthew to talk to him about it as well, just to see, you know, back and forth. And from him, he did say that, you know, because he was asking what we were looking for, and I gave him the list of things that the Ohio State Auditor wanted us to comply with. So we actually have a list of things they expect us to get done. And I said with, you know, Phil, he's been helping us get all these things in order so that we are, you know, in line with what the Ohio State Auditor wants. So I said the same thing to Matthew, and he said, yeah, well, with the emails, he could have set up a vault or something like that, but, you know, he did say that it's, you know, it's better not to separate the website from everything else you're trying to do. But he also wanted to mention, or to counsel, that even if you stay with Matthew on the Google version, we would still have to pay for the Gmail even if we're not using it. And for any questions, if you don't mind, I'd like to introduce you. We have Phil here, the one who gave us the original with the 360 and everything like that. If you wouldn't mind stepping up to the podium for it. That way I'm not messing this up again. Hi, Phil.
Hi. Well, I'm not exactly sure what you're looking for here, but the domain AddystonOhio.org
Yeah.
is apparently registered with Google as the registrar.
Okay.
And I'm going to guess that I can't remember his name now. Matthew actually owns the domain. He
Right.
probably pays a yearly, domains cost about $20 a year to own. I would, if it were me, I would get the village to purchase the domain so that the village controls AddystonOhio.org, so that if you wanted to make any changes, website, email, you're not tied to any specific vendor.
Right. And also,
I didn't, it was never my intention to take the website from anybody.
right.
I have people I can do it, but that was, what I outlined was moving all of the email away from Google as an email provider to the Microsoft 365 environment as an email provider,
Right.
which is a separate service from hosting a website. Microsoft does not
Right, they don't.
host websites. So what I was asking for was access to the DNS records, or even who owned it. I'm still not sure, I haven't really looked, so that I could tell them when I was ready to move emails that the mail pointers, which is one part of a big set of records, moved from Google to Microsoft.
Right.
Have I made it clear as mud?
Well,
So-
and another well, something else we had talked about, and I even talked about with Matthew, and I've talked to him about it. You know, staying with AddystonOhio.org rather than going to, say, GoDaddy with our own domain, just go ahead and purchase our own domain and say go with a .gov or a .gov instead of a .organization. Makes more sense. We are government, not an organization.
I can say that going with the .gov is something that you're gonna have to do through,
Is
not
that
through
different?
GoDaddy.
Okay. I didn't
You
know.
can certainly
That's
do
why I
it
just
because you're a
wanted to put
government
it out
agency.
there.
I just dealt with this with a Kentucky government agency, and they want to get their .gov, and it somehow had to go through the Secretary of State in Kentucky. Now, I don't know how Ohio works,
Oh, okay.
but you can't just go to any registrar and register a .gov.
Right.
There has to
That's
be,
why we're an organization, I'm guessing.
there has to be proof that you're an actual government entity somehow, and I don't know who you have to prove that to. I'm willing to find out for you, but I do know that a .gov is a little bit different animal than any of the other ones.
Okay.
You can't just go out and buy a .gov, otherwise I would. Be the government of Phil land.
There you go.
So, I just wanted to ask council, like, to clear this up, did you want Matthew to continue with, if he continues, like he said, with the website for now, that we're still gonna be paying for Gmail services regardless if we move. And the move to Microsoft also gives us 365, it gives us Teams, and, you know, so we have all that rather than relying, because the Zoom account that we used for our meetings was my personal account. Addyston doesn't own that either. So that'd be nice to have something that,
Microsoft 365 environment does give you a lot of things you can take advantage of.
yeah.
What's the price difference?
Well, you guys have already approved the Microsoft move with him. Tonight is just to clear up what you want to do about, like, not the emails. The emails, you've already approved the move. It's just the website itself. So if you want to keep Matthew on, you know, that's something I would need to let him know so that he could send you guys another contract. It's like $1,200 a year for him to continue to maintain the website. Discuss that in some sort of committee.
It's a little above my pay grade, IT, but I only say that, you know,
So
I don't remember exactly what we pay Matthew, but we don't use him much at all.
No, we
Yeah.
pay him when we need him here, and then he's also agreed, what we're paying him for is to help us get all this together, because basically I gave him a list from the Ohio State Auditor, said, man, we've got to get all these check marks, because we're supposed to have cybersecurity training, you know, and these are things that he's willing to help us all with. We have to have our systems that we use backed up, including our court software, water software, and all those things. So this is what he's offering, and that's what council approved, so that we could at least move forward in the right direction.
And then afterwards, we
But
wouldn't
don't we,
use him
what do
anymore?
we pay Matthew now? Isn't it $1,200 a year?
Yes.
And he's,
that's just to help out, trying to get.
He just runs the
things
website.
sorry, that's what it is.
Mhm.
So what is the basic question? Do we want to keep Matthew, or what is our other choice?
He can deal with the website and give us access to it and put it in a, if you want to do that.
So if we get our own website,
Basically, he's telling us we're going to own our domain, not someone else owning our domain.
which makes sense.
correct.
Yes.
I had thought that we did own something.
We do not own that domain, Matthew does.
And he's not willing to give it up.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
not?
he's willing to give it.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, he's fine with it.
Oh.
He just wants to make sure, like I do, because that's why when I talked to him as well, he wanted to make sure, hey, here's what is this.
But if he gives it up,
Here's
he's
this.
saying, I'm done, I'm not helping any, that's all, it's for us to maintain at that point, right?
That's where he'd come in.
And then what is he charging?
Hosting is $200 a year, maintenance, depending on what you do. The $200 a year covers some of it. If it's a major ad or anything like that, you might be looking at $100 a page. And to get what you have existing to a different host, it's gonna have to be replicated. You're looking at about $300 or $400 to replicate what you have. So, first year, what, $1,000 and then $200 a year unless you start doing major changes.
So now I think I'm getting it clear. We either go with Matthew and the work he's continuing to do, or we switch over to Mr. Hagan and what he proposes. Is that what the, is that
Just for
where
the
we're at?
website.
Just for website?
Okay. Because you guys have already approved everything else he's helping
Okay.
us with
Okay.
the emails, right? I just wanted to make it clear with that because that's what you'd emailed and I thought, well, I'm not adding more to this thread and confusing things more. That's why I wanted to be here and discuss it as a whole.
Okay.
Well, I think it sounds and feels more to have it all being handled by one
One
person instead of flip-flopping back and forth. So I move that we,
Mayor, you deal with IT, you have for some time. What would be your recommendation?
I wanted to stay neutral as possible.
so I didn't ask
My
that.
honest recommendation would be to move with him and have our own domain
Yeah.
and get everything centralized and together.
I mean, instead of going with two people back and forth, back and forth.
That
I make a
would-
motion
And
that we do just that.
And I second that. I say that we leave Matthew and go
Seconded.
totally with him.
You seconded it. He made a motion. What is
Yes.
it? Because a motion, a second, you just second. You don't say what, it's in the motion body.
I don't think anybody's clear on what we're,
And you make a motion that we go with him to,
Absolutely. That we go with Mr.
website.
Hagan. What's your company's name, Phil?
Computer repair service.
Computer Repair Service.
all right,
Absolutely.
yeah, so we can write that down. All right, motion by Dan, second by Jennifer. Is there
Yes.
any other discussions or did anybody have any questions for Phil besides just anything else?
and then if we do decide to look into the government thing, we can do that at a later date, right?
I mean,
Sure.
we could, I mean,
Okay.
but at least right now, we
That's what I
want to
mean. I
try
just
to
wanted to make
get.
sure that that was still gonna be a,
So what we're trying to do right now is just get everything ready for the Ohio State office.
Right, right, I got that.
Because they want a cybersecurity plan. If we get infected, they want to know who's our contacts. I mean, it's a
Right.
whole slew. of
I just wanted to make
stuff.
sure that possibly going to the gov is still gonna be eventually something
Yeah,
that we can
okay.
go down the road and do with.
We'll look at
with
that
it.
later. All right, call for the vote, Bob.
Dan
Thank you,
Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yeah,
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Okay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
And the next thing you have in front of you that I put in front of you, now I just got it today, is from the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. You have a bill in front of you. Mind you that we do not have a contract with Hamilton County Sheriffs. You have that in front of you guys.
It's pretty hard to send us a bill when we ain't got a contract. Or an agreement.
Right. Oh, I agree. I think you guys know which way to go.
Deny.
Just receive and file.
Just receive it. All right.
File it.
Receive it.
So note that it's been received and we'll file it in the clerk's office.
All right.
Okay. We do, before we go on to committees or head people, I have
Mayor,
guests.
I'm sorry, before we move on, I didn't quite understand what the bottom line was on this. That we're not gonna pay it?
He said just note that we've received it for
Okay,
now.
thank you, I didn't hear the solicitor. Good. Thank you.
Note that it has been received. Okay, moving on, before we go to committees or department heads, I would like to go to our list of guests we have in the audience.
Jennifer, did we approve this?
I'll start with Carrie Bernard from the library.
Hello, everyone. Carrie Bernard, Miami Township Library, 8 North Miami Avenue in Cleves, Ohio. I just wanted to steal a moment of your time and let you know that next Monday evening, the esteemed and very famous J.T. Townsend is coming to the Miami Township Library to talk about, I know to many of you it may be a mystery, the JFK assassination, but JT has solved it. So if you want to find out, you have to attend next Monday evening. And I also just wanted to gather some input from you. It does not have to be tonight or anything, but our library and the library system in general is just working on our 2023 goals. And I have personally been working on getting more events planned and planning more programs. And so we would like to continue that, but I would love to know your input and what you think the community truly wants. So if you have ideas, please let me know. You can email me or call me or however. So that's all I have for you.
What day is that? What time?
It's Monday, the 14th. I will leave it. Thank you very much for your time.
The day after.
Thank you, Carrie. And we have Chuck Burkholz
Yes.
from Three Rivers Dispatch.
Actually, I've got a couple things I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. So pardon me, but I've got some handouts. And I won't go brief this, Carrie. To start off with, I have a few cards here, I'll just pass it around.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. I have about 340 subscribers. It's a free electronic newsletter. And almost all of North Bend's council are subscribers. And what I've tried to do is cover the area governmental meetings. We used to have the Western Hills Press in this area. They're no longer functioning. And I learned in 2020 that there was a lot of information lacking out in the area communities. So the genesis for starting this really started with something you guys talked about at your last council meeting, and that was the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office taking over the police functions from the Village of Cleves. There were a lot of things that you guys did last week that I wish the Village of Cleves would have done prior to making that decision. Really the reason why it came is the fact that I got a message from one of your residents wanting to know why I wasn't covering Addyston. And when I do the North Bend meetings, I just watch your videos, and I couldn't really find your videos for whatever reason, but I finally located it after so I watched your October 17th meeting. And you had a very dynamic and complete conversation talking about the different things and challenges that you face. So I have some views here and some documents here I'd like to share with you in just a little bit. But I don't just focus on the police. I also try to get the Three Rivers School District information in. I attend all of the Miami Township meetings. If any of you know Jack Riniger, I think he will speak for me favorably. I try to be fair in what I write and very factual. So that when I sat and watched your meeting, I actually sat down and transcribed the whole meeting, okay? Had a little problems understanding the waterworks side of it, but I understood enough of what was going on. But I'm gonna need somebody that, if I don't like to get things wrong, so I'm gonna need someone I can contact, like for example, sitting here tonight listening to your discussion on the, Mayor, I forget what the last one was, but it was about the stabilization project. I don't know enough about that to write. Okay, so if things like that I think the community is interested in, but I'd like to go to a different focus. What I'm holding here right now are run reports, okay? For 2 years, and I have a friend here today, Dale Oppenheimer, knows this because he's seen these things, and I go through every single run. I just want to focus on one, and I have filed for a CAD report. And if you've never filed for a CAD report, you can get those, and it tells you pretty much what did or did not happen. When I look at, for example, in the village of Addyston, I got to make sure I get the right one, because there's a lot of things on here. Here we are. On October 2nd, 2022, at 242 Main Street, at 9:23 p.m., there was a dispatch call for a robbery in progress. The car that was assigned to that is 9 Victor 32. That's the Cleves car. Now, last week you talked about dedicated cars. I think I heard that term. And if you were going to have a dedicated car, you would pay $550,000 for a dedicated car. And then there was a talk about a shared vehicle between Miami Township, the village of North Bend, and Addyston. And I think that was $250,000. Let me tell you without any question in my mind, and I would debate any sheriff's department person that would tell you otherwise, there is no such thing as a dedicated car. It does not exist. They can tell you it's a dedicated car, but if you take a look at these things, you'll see lots of different runs. For example, 9 Victor 32 is supposed to be the PM car in the village of Cleves. 9 Victor 12 is the day car. So I looked at that report with Cleves, and here I see a traffic stop on Sheed Road during the time they're supposed to be in the village. Now, I've filed a CAD report on that. I'm going to find out some information. But you really need to dig deeply into whatever decision you make. The village of Cleves, they don't hold a mayor's court anymore, because no matter what the sheriff's department's going to tell you, they will not cite on your ordinances. That's the thing that makes you a village, is the fact that you have home rule. And I can also tell you that when it comes time to sit down, because I've done this, I actually have talked to Sergeant Carney, and if you haven't ever seen the reports they give, you'll get some stats. You'll get how many ran in the village, how many ran out of the village, and they start using a term that's called mutual aid. But mutual aid is an actual contract that exists between a municipality such as yourself, or a village such as yourself, and the sheriff's department. And they're supposed to be helping. Okay, now I'm not saying you should be covering all of your open shifts, but at the same time, they are supposed to help. And when it comes to charging a village without even discussing it, I think, Ms. Pillow, you brought this up last council meeting, well, they can't just do this, they can't just bill us $10,000. Yeah, they got to get your approval, but I can tell you that that's how they handle things. Now, I'm not going to blame this all on the sheriff's department. I think some of the blame also goes with your county commissioners. For years, if you've been paying attention in this area, the budget of the sheriff's department has been a problem. But rather than go to the entire Hamilton County and ask for a police levy, what they're doing is they're picking off different entities. Cleves, Silverton, you mentioned that at the last election, not last council meeting. They're picking them off, charging you a dollar amount, and then they pretty much do what they want to do. Your mayor isn't going to be telling them what to do. They report to the county commissioners. So I came here for 2 reasons there. When I saw it was up on the board that you were having the council meeting, I stopped by today. Originally, I was coming here to see you, partly because of the fact you probably don't remember me, but you were actually my supervisor one summer, 41 summers ago,
Cool.
and I had great respect for you then. I have great respect for you yet today. So I thought I'd come over and see you, but didn't know where I was going because it's the first time I'd been in here, and I wound up down and I found out there was this meeting today. So I really felt compelled, maybe as an amicus to the village, I just think you guys really think long and hard before you make that decision to sort of give up control of your village. Thank you very much. I want to pass around to you
Thank you.
some proposals that you may not have in your hands. This is a public record document that has the current contract that has been offered to the village of Cleves, North Bend, and Miami Township. I've already spoken to the Miami Township trustees. For them to do what they're asking for, they will have to have a 5 mil levy by 2028 to afford it. You'll see it's rather expensive. Now, obviously, if Addyston comes in, that price is going to come down. But 3 cars to take care of, or 6 cars basically, to take care of Whitewater Township, Crosby Township, Harrison Township, Miami Township, Cleves, North Bend, and Addyston, you're not going to see many patrols. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Council. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your website, you have a website
I don't have
or
a
email?
website, but I do have that email address, and then I publish it through what's called Constant Contact. If your emails are active, I can send you some links so you can see what it looks like. And I'd be glad to do that.
Great.
Yes, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have Gage Bradford from Hamilton County Resources.
Hello everyone, good evening. Thanks for having me. So my name is Gage Bradford. I'm the Community Specialist for Hamilton County Resource. That is formerly Hamilton County Recycling and Solid Waste. We've rebranded the name, but our mission is the same. We help communities all throughout the county, communities, business, schools, everything of the like, reduce their waste going to landfill. So I'm here to speak on our Ohio EPA mandated 15-year solid waste plan that we create for the county. We have to update that plan every 5 years, and it has to be ratified by all 48 political jurisdictions in the county. Now, technically, we only need 60% approval, but last time, 5 years ago, when we went out with this similar process, all 48 communities did ratify it. But before I get into the plan, I just want to reiterate some of the work we do on an annual basis. So we do have a number of grant programs for businesses, governments, totaling around $1 million annually. Like I said, this is all through the lens of trying to help reduce waste, whether that's yard waste and organics like leaves and food waste, or your typical recycling of a Coke bottle, right? We do have an environmental enforcement task force. I will admit that task force is one person. We have a sheriff. We fund him to work on environmental crimes, and really what it boils down to is illegal dumping 365 days of the year. So if there are any illegal dumping issues going on throughout the community, please contact me. We do also have a number of drop-off programs. We have 3 yard trimmings drop-off programs that we have throughout the county that we fund. It's completely free for any Hamilton County resident, as well as numerous recycling drop-offs throughout the county. We have a lot of programs. I'm not going to get into all of them, but whether you're a church or a school, a city government, a village, whatever it is, we have a program and a grant probably tailored to exactly what you guys are working on. So just keep us in mind there. Getting to the plan, this iteration of our 5-year update, some of the main differences, no major tweaks I would say, but some of the main differences, we did increase our business assistance funding from $145,000 annually to $245,000 annually. That does not include any grant money. That's specifically just hand-on-hand direct business assistance, whether that's advertising help through waste reduction means, or you need more recycling bins in the library system. So our biggest grant, the residential recycling incentive, we are going to maintain that funding at $800,000 moving forward for the next at least 5 years. One difference of note, which will be particularly of interest for Addyston. So this program has become a bit stale. It's designed to be a rebate, basically, to give communities money based on their recycling efforts to reinvest in their efforts. It's kind of turned into a rich get richer, poor stay poor kind of grant. So we are going to be implementing a minimum threshold dollar amount in that grant. So if Addyston, I think the last cycle, it was like $50 that Addyston was kicked back. But moving forward, as long as you guys follow the application process and meet some very minimum requirements, we're going to be looking at a minimum dollar amount in between $2,500 and $5,000. There will be restrictions on what you can use that funding for, but it's a really easy money grab to invest back in the community. Lastly, we were not required to do this, but we did bring in a local consultant from downtown that focuses on diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we had them review our process and all 300 pages of our plan, just to make sure that any funding or programming isn't slanted towards one community geographically or demographically. So we're definitely proud of that, making sure everyone knows. So they were there with us through the entire update process of the 300-page plan. That being said, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Happy to answer questions, or if there's more intricate follow-ups, I'm always available through the week. And like I said, the actual request to ratify will be in January, most likely, and we're having 90 days to get that ratified once we make the request.
Do you have a way to get hold of you? You got a card or?
Yeah, I'm going to leave one of these packets that has our contact information and website on it.
Oh, thank you.
Can I ask you one other question? You used to be Hamilton County Solid Waste, now you're...
We used to be Hamilton County Recycling and Solid Waste, and now we are Hamilton County Resource.
Okay, thank you.
Where should I leave the packet? Oh, go ahead, sorry.
You leave with the mayor.
Yeah, I'll have copies.
I have a question on how do we as a village dispose of oils, paints, and chemicals?
Fantastic question. So what we do in that area is pretty minimal. Once a year, we offer a household hazardous products drop-off event. Free for any Hamilton County resident to bring those pesticides, herbicides, gasoline, whatever it is, to the event. It will be disposed of completely for free. We pay for that, so free is a stretch there. But we, even though we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on that program to reach less than 1% of the county. So it's a really tough problem to solve for us, to spend that much money and not even reach 1%. It just doesn't feel good when you're sitting down to plan the next year's event. There are some companies downtown mainly that will accept it from the public for a fee. But when you start telling your residents, hey, you're going to have to pay $35 to get rid of this, that's kind of a non-starter for a lot of them, to be honest. So I don't have the greatest of answers. Now, if you're talking used motor oil or gasoline, there are usually outlets, and I would be able to provide those outlets that will take that for free. Whether that's using it for fueling or heating of some sort, or like an AutoZone that has a refurbishing process. But once you get into nastier chemicals, eventually you're just gonna have to pony up some cash to get rid of it.
But Hamilton County won't take chemicals?
No, we don't accept anything of any sort. We do once a year have an annual drop-off event. Like I said, it was just a couple weeks ago this year. That gives at least any resident that really cares, that one opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I guess we have a cleanup day here in the village, and we get all of that type of stuff from our citizens.
Yeah.
Which in essence are Hamilton County citizens. But when we try to, can we bring it in bulk to you on that day?
That would be a conversation worth having. So one of the critiques of the program is accessibility. So we want to be able to provide a system where the village could collect from their residents. Then the village brings that bulk to us.
Exactly.
We're actively looking at solutions like that. There's an idea on the table right now that I think is likely, where we will engage in a contract with a company that can dispose of the material, and we will pilot anywhere in between 5 and 10 communities throughout the county to kind of do that exact type of program.
Sure.
And see if we can scale it from there.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
About what time of the year you have this event?
Fall,
In the fall?
just a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
That's our luck.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because our event's always in April,
Yeah.
so then we'd have to hold on to these bulk amount of chemicals, and that's just not really realistic.
No, I understand. Okay, well, I'll leave this document. Actually, I've got some hand notes on this one. Can I just send it electronically?
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. I will follow up with that tomorrow, and thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Michael McDaniel?
All right.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thanks for having me. My name is Michael McDaniel. I'm a patient health advocate with over at Dr. Coffey's office, Dedicated Senior Medical Center. So we specialize in better health care for seniors. Those are 55 years old and up. We specialize in providing better health. So we're close by. I'm just looking to really come and just let everyone know about our services that we do provide. Interested in getting our primary care physician, medical doctor, Michael Coffey, to come here maybe to do a doctor's talk with your seniors and disabled within the community, as well as bringing those to our center, letting everyone come and take a tour and look and see what we had to offer to the village of Addyston community. Not sure if you all, if anyone has heard of us, but we are currently accepting new patients currently right now. So I will be a contact. I know I spoke with you via email, and I have flyers, but I could just send it out, send it electronically to you. So we offer the dedicated services, primary health care. When I say better health care, it's frequent visits, not waiting 2 to 3 months to get into your, to see your physician, right? It's every 4 weeks. It's monthly visits. It's primary care specialists on site, social workers on site, you name it. We have VIP care, and we provide transportation as well too, to those who are in need of transportation who need to get to our medical center.
So where are you located?
I'm close by, right over on Glen Crossing Way,
Okay.
which is right over here, right over in Western Hills.
I saw that the other day, didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
Any questions?
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great night.
All right, council, before we, I want to take it back to committees, but I also want to ask council before you adjourn or anything later tonight, I would like to go in executive session to discuss personnel matters, please.
Sure.
And then we'll go ahead and go to committee. Start with you, Dan.
Thanks, Mayor. I just have a couple of things just to bring council up to date on. The Housing, the Community Development Committee, we're still active. We're putting together our detailed list of the things that we believe will make doing business in Addyston, whether it be commercial business, housing, et cetera. We're still working, and we have a document that we're putting bones on. We'll email that out to the council as far as where we are right now. I would also like to add on to what the mayor said. We certainly appreciated the maintenance department and their work in the haunted house. Good. And I would like to thank them as well from the Parks and Playground Committee and ensuring that we have the equipment that we needed to work with. Has made our job a lot easier. We certainly appreciate that. That's all I have at this point, Mayor.
All right. Thank you, Danny. Jennifer, did you have anything?
I do need to set up an appointment or a meeting for Public Works.
Okay.
Is there anything that you guys are not available for?
Did you ever contact Jason as well?
I reached out several times.
If you're reaching out through email, you're not going to get him. You
Well,
need to call.
Yeah, and then Lisa had reached out as well, and
Okay.
I never got any.
I just didn't know she had said that to you.
Yeah, I had never got any response. So I think what we should probably do is, even if we can't get a hold of him and he's not going to attend, we should still go ahead and have the meeting with who will and is coming.
Well, it's very important that they attend because
Right.
they have all the
Right,
information.
but I mean, if I can't get a hold of Jason,
He
and
has to
Jason's
be
not.
I'll get a hold of him.
Okay,
Is that Jason Fry?
yes. But he can only do a night, right?
I'm not sure. It depends on when you want to meet and when you guys are available, because you're on it. Pam, you're on it. You're on it.
Yes. When is their regular meeting? I don't know.
You can attend the regular meeting.
There.
It's the second, no. We have the first, they have the second Monday.
Second Monday?
So it would be next
Maybe
Monday.
that's
Second
what we
Monday at
should do.
5:30.
Uh,
Second Monday at 5:30.
Is that when they meet at 5:30? We can inform them.
So we'll
That
just,
you're going to attend that meeting.
we'll just attend that meeting and then make it extend out a
Yeah.
little bit longer. Is that possible for you?
Yeah. Can we do that, Bob?
Because that,
Posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I thought you could if you posted
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So we could gang up on them on the regular.
Yeah.
So Monday the
I think it's
14th.
the,
Is it the 14th is,
14th, I think.
that's the second Monday?
Yeah.
So then, I guess we'll just do ours after theirs or during it, because we can't just do it over their meeting.
Yeah, I think we should go ahead and reach out to Mr. Fry and tell him that the council committee will be in attendance to discuss.
Okay,
Yeah. Is that okay?
so we basically
As long as it's posted.
post it
Yeah.
and then just have it posted for like, what, 6 o'clock on the 14th?
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound about right? And then if it's before or after, we're all still in attendance.
Their meeting's at 5 o'clock or 5:30, you said?
5:30.
5:30? Okay. So we'll just have her post it for Monday the 14th at 6.
See if I can hop on in.
Does that work for you guys?
That works for me. Whenever, yeah.
All right, that's all that I do have.
And then if you can't get a hold of him, please let me know so that way they are aware. So, yeah, Jennifer?
That's all I have. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you, Jennifer. Miss Ann?
All I have is to thank everybody who's been working over at the park. And we are scheduled to meet tomorrow at 10 o'clock to see what we're doing next. And then we do concrete on Friday at 11.
Nice.
All are welcome.
Never get enough for that.
Make sure you call at 9:30.
Yeah, I did want to reflect on that for the record, we were supposed to pour on last Friday. A couple of communication errors popped up, mainly I had lost my phone, and they
You
were
did get
calling.
that phone yesterday.
My
That's a
phone.
nice one.
Yeah, I got it back yesterday, but anyway, they were trying to contact me,
Somebody dropped it off.
and obviously they weren't getting any answer.
Right.
So they said they would not
Deliver unless they talk to you
ship
first.
it without that. We'll make sure, we'll double check with Margaret, and make sure that we have a working PO number. She has the guy's name and number to contact for that, so I just wanted to put that in the record.
That's all I have at this time.
All right, thanks, Miss Ann. Al,
I don't have nothing this time, man.
Pam?
We already covered the finance thing, but the other, we need to do something about the policy and procedure. There were so many things that we had finished, that Ann and I are still on that same committee. Ron is no longer here, so we do need to set that meeting up, because now we may have more to add with what the auditors need. So,
And fix some stuff, because it's a mess.
yes, and all of
Thank
it,
you.
there is a whole lot that is done, it just didn't get, it was all handed to
And-
Ronnie at the end, at the start of the new council, and it didn't get any further. So, and I guess we need to set an appointment for that. Since we're the only two left, we'll have to, it has to
Could you
get done.
please, and
Yes.
I can only say
remember,
that
go ahead, I'm
I
sorry.
have an appointment Wednesday and I have an appointment Thursday.
Well, whatever day you don't have it, we'll put it in there somewhere before the
Okay,
next
I'll talk-
council meeting,
I'll talk to you.
so we can bring it back as a whole to get
And
this
could you
done.
please, like the last time I had asked when laws and contracts are gonna get in there, because I've seen the forms you guys worked on, I like them.
Oh, yeah.
Can we review those, which
Oh,
they
yeah.
look really
Oh, we will.
nice.
We will.
Get
Oh,
those
there's a
in.
lot, it's probably been,
And there's
more
also
changes.
that ordinance that did not get passed, that states what you can have.
yes.
Okay. Can you add that on there?
Mhm.
I'd
All that.
appreciate that.
Just the whole line, it's all there.
Oh, okay.
There's just some things that
Thank you.
need to be
Appreciate
Yes.
that.
passed. That's what needs to come back here to council.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think that's it. We'll just set a date as soon as I find out, and we'll post it.
That works for me. So, yeah, okay. Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome.
We'll go to our department heads. We'll start with Chief.
Good evening, everybody.
How you doing, Chief?
Good. I would like to start by saying I did not recruit Mr. Chuck to come be an advocate for us, but that was excellent information. I think it was very important. I know we've all been discussing it for quite some time, but very good information. Thank you. Just a few things. I missed the last council meeting due to illness, so I just want to see where things stand with our additional full-time spot. We've had some things kind of change course here. We have a candidate internally that would like the spot, that I would like to move on sooner than later if that's where we're at. I don't know if council has ever voted to make that official or not, or where things stand, so I just wanted to follow back up on that.
Who's that?
Ryan Welch.
Oh, you mean as
we
for the
approved it,
full-time
didn't we?
position?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, the only thing that was brought up the last one, are you talking about having the full-time position if it was approved?
We met with the finance committee. They recommended move forward, and the police committee, I believe, did as well, and I just don't know that it ever came back to council, so I'm just seeing where we're at. If I can start with his process for physicals and stuff, or if we're still reviewing that.
Chief, I
Yes, sir.
would just like to say for the record, and it was on the record in the last meeting when we talked about this, I'm looking for a comprehensive package of where we're going to move forward as a police department with the number of people you have. You may have submitted some costs, but I am very, very, very vigilant in making my decisions on just exactly what our police department is going to look like with all the additions that you've made.
I mean,
That's just mine.
I can give something much more comprehensive. My opinion has been, at least in the recent times, based on discussions we've had with other agencies, if we're gonna survive and we're gonna maintain our own agency, we need to seriously look at getting as far away from a part-time agency as we can and replenish those bodies with full-time people that are, I don't wanna say more committed, but more apt to be committed. And I think it's just the climate that we're at in law enforcement right now, we just can't compete like we used to manning these shifts with part-time employees. It just, the jobs are outweighing the applicants, and we're in a different position than we were even 5 years ago. So those were the numbers that I provided probably about a month ago, what I see that we could do with a full-time staff versus the budget we have now, and the additions to that budget that would require that. But I don't have all the information from upstairs.
I agree.
So,
And I agree, Chief, with all of that. I know we're in a difficult situation in this day and time. But to be honest with you, what I'm looking for is never can think of the word, a chart with responsibilities.
sure.
Mayor, chief, what everybody does, write down. I want to see this, and I don't want to see it on paper. I mean, I just really think we need to know what our structure is going to be
I'll be
like.
honest, right now, we don't really have one. I mean, it's,
Yeah, that's what I'm very interested in.
it's a day-to-day right now.
Sure.
And the first fight that I'm fighting is getting these days filled, so we're not getting bills like this every month, you know, whether they're paid or not. I'm still trying to fight from getting them. So that kind of leads me to my next topic is the schedule in November has gotten drastically better coverage on it. We went from probably at the beginning of the month when I put this together, 15 or 16 open shifts to we're down to the rest of the month, 3 open shifts and 2 partials. So that's quite an improvement. Part of that is based on Ryan Welch's availability that he has now. Even at part-time status, he's able to pick up a lot more days, which has drastically improved our coverage. So I think where we're at right now, moving forward in that direction, if that passes or if that's something council wants to entertain, I think the way it stands right now, and I know things change at the drop of a hat sometimes, but that would be pretty much what we're looking at month to month with those 2 officers on a full-time status. Now again, I can't predict the future. Things change on a whim, but this would be more what we would look like versus what we've seen in September and October. I think it's a massive step in the right direction, but I think myself, along with council and our committees, need to come up with some strategy to alleviate those things from happening so frequently and find ways to keep employees long-term versus this just revolving door that we're fighting for a myriad of reasons, not just manpower, but that benefits things more than just scheduling. So I agree.
I was, in my old mind, it rolled back around an organizational chart.
Yeah.
Is what I was speaking in terms of. Thank you.
No, I would love to do that.
Actually, yeah, put that chart together. We'll work on that together for presentation for
I
council.
mean, right now, most of the responsibilities are falling on me, and whoever's here from day to day. And I don't know that from shift to shift sometimes. So it's hard to delegate and empower people to go out and do things above and beyond answering the radio run when I don't know who's working tonight or tomorrow sometimes. So once those things start being repaired and fixed, then those things can start to happen. And it changes the entire dynamic of the police department when we have a full shift and we're not worrying about who's coming in today at 3 o'clock, is anybody gonna show up? So the last thing I just wanted to touch on, and I don't mean to change subjects.
No.
I know we've been talking about this for a while. We finally were able to get all of our outstanding drug money seized and forfeited to the village. I submitted report to the clerk, I think last week. I don't have the exact number with me, but she has a copy of it, just north of $8,000 awarded to the police department for the ability to use for various things. So that's, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but to supplement a budget like we have with $8,000 or $9,000 goes a long way.
Does that include the car?
No, we're still working on the car. But I know
Because that's in Indiana.
it's been a little more complicated than we
Wow.
suspected, but there's been progress made on that.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
any questions? I know we'll probably speak later, but
Was you basically with your question just asking like if it was, what it would look like if it was set up and made, what you expect your department to look like and how it's to run? Maybe not with what you have in your pocket right now,
Sure.
your people, but I think you're meaning,
Yeah,
like,
future.
basically, this is what, if we get what we want, this is how it's supposed to work.
See,
This is what we want.
what I submitted a month ago wasn't best case scenario. That looks completely different and it's probably not attainable right now. I tried to be as cost effective as I could while still checking off boxes that are immediate needs for this place. And kind of mirrored that and phoned it into what needs, wants, desires, must-haves, things like that, and came up with the best budget that I could come up with.
But I think what he was meaning is it's not just about the money side of it, it's about what the department itself.
Sure.
This worker's gonna do, who's responsible for this? I think that's what he's asking for on is that what you was, okay.
Yeah,
I wanted to
honestly,
make sure
yeah.
I was understanding as well what he
Yeah,
was asking
just
for,
a-
just the whole breakdown of.
Sure.
There won't be necessarily be names, there'll be positions
Sure.
on the organizational chart and what that position will be responsible for
Because then that
going
gives you
forward.
a blueprint from now on for us
Exactly.
moving forward as a department, what we're expecting each officer in that position to fulfill and things like that. I
Right.
think
No,
that's
no.
what I was thinking he was asking for.
I would agree completely. But again, right now, the entire focus has been on, let's just get a body here to be at somebody's house when they call 911.
Right. And I get that 100%, I do understand. And I know that it has been a struggle and you've been doing a
And
good job of trying to fill up
So-
some of those.
I just was in a week-long class in Columbus. This is not a problem unique to Addyston. I met with sheriffs and police chiefs from 2,000 officer departments to one part-time chief and engaged in a lot of conversations and discussions and asked them what they're doing to mitigate this and brainstormed a lot of ideas. So there's a lot of communities that look just like us right now this is not unique. Now what's unique to us is I didn't find one example of a sheriff's department sending bills and basically refusing to provide service. So that's unique to our situation. There's other communities in Hamilton County that are in the same position as us, but statewide, right now it's just a Hamilton County problem. So,
I have seen that they're even recruiting on Facebook
oh, there.
for Cincinnati Police Department. Is like, it's on every other ad, like on my page.
I think we're down to 41. I may be off a department or two, but I think we're down to 41 agencies in Hamilton County, and I'd say probably within the last 6 months, at least 20 of those agencies have been hiring. So when I have officers here that are making what they make, it's hard to fight that off. When they see those big dollar amounts and the benefit packages and the retention bonuses and the sign-on bonuses. Cincinnati right now is giving you $4,000 after you graduate just to come work there. So that makes it tough. So, but we're fighting a good fight, and November's an improvement from last month, and hopefully December's an improvement from November. So, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks.
Dustin?
Moving past Halloween, we've received 3/4 of our Christmas decorations, so we're gonna be looking to put some out this week, hanging with our new hangers and
Well, we have some of the new stuff here
We're
already.
getting it in.
Great.
didn't know if there's any certain areas that you can think of where you'd like to display lights, or I know last year we did the firehouse and talked about doing on top of the municipal building.
Well, Margaret told them that they had to ask permission to put lights on the firehouse because you guys pay the electrical. So they want to know if they, because there's already hooks around it, and Tony was asking if he could hang some lights there.
Are we talking lights, or are we talking about something?
Just
We're talking lights.
Christmas lights.
It's Christmas lights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't
It's
have
either
problem.
consider motion, if you're all okay with that.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think
It's
common consent says
Yeah.
that's
one of
fine to
our
put lights on.
active buildings,
Gonna cost that much?
Yeah.
and to have someone actually
They are
interested in-
LEDs this year.
Same cost.
I have one question concerning the lights. Will we be able to get them on all the poles now? Sometimes we had to kind of miss a few poles over the years when our lights were. Do we have enough to do that? I guess that's what my question.
Duke Energy
Well,
put new outlets last year,
Yeah.
so
He knows.
Okay,
they
great.
did it last minute, so.
And then we ordered enough to do all poles.
We ordered 42, and I think we have 30, I don't remember.
It's
what
like
it was.
38 or so, so.
So we ordered some extras just in case.
Right.
And Duke did, I believe, got all of our boxes back up for us. So we should be good this year, because remember, they were cutting some of that last year when they were doing the poles? Okay. When people were saying, why aren't these Christmas lights up? Why aren't they? Because they cut our lines.
Right, right. Yeah,
So this
that's
year,
true.
we should be just fine.
Did you get the Noel to go across the street?
We can put Leon out if you want.
Leon,
So we haven't checked it,
Leon.
because last time we checked, it was not lighting up and staying lit right, so
Didn't you get a new one to go across?
I did not order one yet
Yeah.
because of the cost of the pole lights, the cost of all the lights for the trees. So before I ordered the ones going across, because of how expensive they were, remember that one that you guys looked at that you liked it, I would love to have that says, you know, the Village of Addyston was $13,000.
Oh, never mind, we don't need that.
I just thought,
Sorry,
no,
I love
put
our
that
town,
out
but
there. Yeah. That one alone was $13,000, and it was really neat, but,
now if any of us wants to donate it, then that,
But,
I'm all for that.
there are some different ones, but I just wanted to make sure before we bought the ones that string across that we get everything we need within the village here first.
Yeah.
If you guys would want to see maybe a few new things out here, Margaret did plan on going with me to another store, checking out a few things, maybe a few decorations for outside. If anybody even had any ideas, they'd like to see something like some trees with motion lights and things.
Nice.
Just make sure you put the lights around the trees where it don't look so bad this year. It was dropping like crazy last
So we have LEDs now, so you can hook up more than 2 of them.
Right.
Will we have lights in the
like-
trees, or are they
he's
too
like,
big? To
"Don't
be able
blame
to
me."
get them in the trees?
Oh, we'll get them.
with this type of light.
He's like, just don't.
We
blame
just
us.
did, the
It
light
wasn't-
strands that we had, you can only hook up 2. So when you seen like one line or whatever going, because that's all you could hook up.
Hey, we did what we could.
Smaller trees,
So
you
we
get
put
2
them there.
wraps. Bigger tree, you get one.
There we go.
They'll need to be cut this spring or something.
They do.
That's good, you have your work cut out for you for that one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Right,
But it's new.
it is.
Gotta love new.
Any other concerns?
Oh, yeah. The construction people on Second Tan, they have all the sidewalks, not Second
On
Tan, I'm
Second
sorry,
Street?
Second
Second
Street.
Street.
All the
Right.
sidewalks are a mess. People are complaining. and
Right
I
when they're
see why.
jackhammering right up there,
Like,
yeah.
where are they at in that one? Because I
Well,
know
they
they
haven't
were
talked
talking
the
I haven't
final.
seen them since Thursday.
Yeah, they haven't been there. They
No,
were going to go tap into Main Street and they haven't been back.
no, not
I
since
thought they were
Thursday.
doing scoping.
And those plates, someone out there, they're flying up and down. They don't slow down, it's all night long. They're definitely going over the speed limit, and it sounds like they're moving in the house because it's bad. I mean, you know how fast they're going when they hit those metal plates. It was bad anyhow because of the hump.
Mhm.
Now it's really bad with the metal plates.
Maybe contact them, find out and tell them, you know, council would really like to have some, like, closure date when they're gonna
Yeah,
finish
there's
that
like 3
up.
contractors on,
Right.
so.
Yeah, that's why I figured maybe they're waiting on somebody that has to do something before they can finish
Yeah,
up.
Duke Energy's just moving the gas line, so it's gonna be someone else after that.
But they could have at least put some signs or something saying there's a metal plate ahead or something. I know people don't read signs.
Don't they usually like put some kind of like
Something.
blacktop
There's
or
nothing
something
there.
to hold it?
Yeah, they've got blacktop
Stationary?
around, they did all that.
And it's still doing it that bad?
Oh, yeah.
Usually it's a temporary blacktop they use, yeah, it won't,
It was-
it doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, when they're doing probably 35, it's like, boom, boom, boom. I mean, it just goes on for a few minutes. It's, you can tell the ones that are going slow and the ones that are speeding.
Right.
Does anybody else have anything for Dustin before he walked away from it?
He was like, you guys were just done. Did he have any more applicants?
No.
Okay.
I got one.
Yeah. So how are we set for the, I know it's gonna snow, it's
That's why I
supposed to be
was-
flurries next week. We're okay if we have a snow within the next couple weeks?
Been in contact with a few dealerships. I mean, we're gonna put the V-Box in there this week.
And yeah, you guys did the salt contract, right, so.
I'm talking like
And we have-
personnel
That's what I
also.
was. He's like, it's me.
Well,
I'm here.
yeah, well, one person can't be
Well, I
24 hours.
can't make people apply. I don't know.
I mean, he's got his casual,
Right.
I mean, we'll keep, I mean, obviously we're keeping it for a reason. And well, if we go past, because I think you guys usually only approve until January 1st, so might need to look
Right,
at
when
that
snow
again
gets
when we
here.
come. Yeah, we might need to keep.
And have we, any more on the truck that you're supposed to be checking out?
I've been in contact with Emily Hayhout at Fuller Ford. They're moving out all their F-250s, but she'll let me know when something hits up there.
It's hard to get anything right now.
I was just hoping when I said, hey, you got any app-" Yeah, I've got 6 of them. I just can't decide which one I want.
I mean, that'd be nice.
That's why I know better, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to check. But yeah, I don't have anything.
Does anybody have anything else?
Need a maintenance guy.
Did you have anything else? No?
Thank you,
Not
Dustin.
very sociably talkable.
It's like,
All right. And now we've got a member of an audience that's not on my list in here. Would you like to address council?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Everybody knows me, I'm pretty sure.
state your name.
Don McWhorter. I'm here to let council know I am interested in the open council seat that Ronnie Pugh has vacated.
Nice.
And that's basically all I've got.
Appreciate it, Don. Appreciate it.
How does that work?
Well, for the first 30 days that the seat is vacated, it is up to council to find someone who's put in that seat. After 30 days, if council hasn't found someone, then I can appoint someone to the seat. So right now, that's in council's.
Council, on that, may I make a suggestion, probably something we've talked about before. As we get applicants, we should ask for a resume of sorts that council can look over as we try to make those decisions. Is that something we
For
can
the
agree
council
on?
seat?
I'm sorry.
For a council seat?
Yes. I mean, yeah, we can just say Joe Blow, but it will be in our best interest if we get a lot of applicants, a lot of people who are interested, that we kind of do some homework on our own. Just a suggestion, really. We had done that way in the past a couple of times. We had interviewed people. You remember, Pam, you were there back when we interviewed some people back around the time of Mike Bass, the bass fisherman guy.
Oh.
Lowen.
Yeah.
Yeah, back
I'm thinking,
back
I
during
have
that
to really
age.
think back.
That's going back.
Yeah, there were several people that were
Yeah, but
interested in it.
it's just a suggestion if that's something the council
Okay.
wants to do, or whether they just want to nominate and say yay for those who want to say yay and nay for those who want to say nay. I think it would be a nicer process to really be able to see who's going to sit in our seats.
I think Don would
Appreciate
be
your interest.
wonderful.
Hmm?
I said, I told Don,
And if they're
appreciate your
gonna stay in
interest.
the seat.
Oh, absolutely. absolutely.
I mean, or a resume, or you can put a letter of intent, like, why do you want to be on the seat?
I'm sorry, Mayor.
A letter of intent instead of like a resume or whatever, so that they can
Well,
just say, hey,
yeah,
this is
well,
why.
at least be able to sit down and
I
talk
want
to them, maybe.
counsel, whatever.
Yeah.
Reasons you want to be on council,
Right.
is that what you're meaning?
Yeah.
Why they want to be
Yeah.
on council and what they have to offer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a thought.
Well, the good thing with Don is we know him and we know what he has to offer and what his intents are, and I think Don would be a wonderful addition.
I agree.
Well, before council adjourns, I just want to remind everybody, I'd like to go in executive session for personnel matters.
Thank you.
I have one more thing to say.
Sure.
We haven't thanked Mark for all the work he did on the haunted house.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Wow. Thank you, Mrs. Pill. That was a real oversight.
He totally gets forgot about all the time, doesn't he? Poor boy.
Wow.
I don't even think I thought he meant to think
He put in a lot of hours.
Yes, he did.
He was Dustin's employee for 2 weeks. Dustin had a good employee for a couple of weeks.
Then he fired me.
His shirt says it all.
Wow.
Yeah, he did put a lot of work into it.
And you know you enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah.
He loves the haunted house.
And it takes volunteers is what makes it happen, because without the
Really does.
volunteers,
Yeah.
you just don't have that wheel turning in there to make it happen, so.
Yeah.
Turned out really good, I liked it.
If we don't have any other business, I would make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss
Personnel matter.
personnel matters.
You have one more.
I think he was with him, right? Was you with him?
Yeah, I think you were with him, correct? Did you want to speak? Okay. Because I could have sworn he did.
That's what I thought.
That he did. I thought I got everybody.
They're just social distance.
All right.
And I second that.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Jennifer Anderson to go into executive session. Call for the vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yeah.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's going to be breaking down.